Hi. So today, this is actually our final thing of the year new. We're pretty much touched on everything else. Actually, I might add in one little thing that I just remembered right now. Today we are going to look at surface area. We did this at the very first of the year, but I just want to make sure we touch on it again. So today might be a pretty easy peasy route to go. So what you will need today is your Notes to Future Self. You have your old set. If not, you need the formula sheet. I put it in the folder for today. You'll see it right before notes or after notes. I'll put the formula sheet down. So we're looking at surface area. So surface area is not the amount of room in it; it's the amount of room it takes to cover it. So, for lack of a better term, if this is a box, it's the amount of cardboard needed to make the box, not the amount of space in it. So I always like starting off with my labeling what I have. So in this case, a rectangle would have a length, a width, and a height. So my length is going to be 5 centimeters. My width is going to be 13.5 and my height is going to be 18.5. So once I have all those, we're good to go. Then we just take a look at our formula sheet. Now when you take a look at your formula sheet, don't take the last formula. With some things it breaks it down, like for example the cylinder. I'm not switching over because my video sometimes freezes when I switch over. But if you take a look at the formula sheet for a cylinder, for surface area, it has area of the base, then it has area of the lateral surface, then it has area total, so it adds them both up. So for most things, you're going to take the bottom one, unless it's a special shape where you don't want the top. For example, like an ice cream cone, if I was trying to figure out the surface area of an ice cream cones don't have a top on it, for lack of a better term. Then there's nowhere to put the ice cream, so you just use the lateral surface. So for most things, pop down to the end, use the very last formula in the box. If not, you're going to use like the area of the base or area of the lateral surface, something along those lines. So in this case, for a rectangle, my formula is 2 times width times height plus length times width plus the height times the, okay? And then all we're doing is going to plug our numbers in. So 2 times, what's our width? This is why I like to write it up top. My numbers up top here, because as I fill in, I can just look up and grab the numbers I want. Times the width, 5 plus 5 times 18. Okay. Then we're going to put those numbers in and figure out what our number coming out is. 5 times, exciting math as I do my calculations. So I got 409.75. So 409.75, I'm just going to update it to 410. 2 times 410, oops, is 820. Now, I usually don't write in my measurement all the way through here. I go back, I figure out what it is, centimeters, and surface area. So surface area is going to be square. Oh, this is a tough one, just because it's a little bit weird. Nothing's tough about it. So this one here, I want to take you through it. Take a look at your formula. The formula's got BLAH, BHCH, which is kind of tough. So take a look at the diagram to the left and figure out which one is. For example, A equals, A and C are the two sides, this side here and this side here. In this case, they're both 2.5. Both 2.5. Then, what do I have left? I have H, well, that's a B, H, and L. L is actually the height here, which is 1.5. B is the base, which is 4.5. And height is the length of it, which is 6. So now I have all my letters here that I need for my formula. So if I look at my formula sheet, my formula is BL plus AH plus BH plus CH. And what's actually doing here is it's taking, we're unfolding this. And the BL stands for the triangles. We're finding the surface area of the triangles. Remember, the area of a triangle is base times height divided by 2. But since we have 2 of them, we have this one here and this one back here, that actually takes away this 2. So that's where the BH comes from. And then these 3 parts are just the rectangles. This times this, right? So what's this one? This is, B times H. C times H would be this one over here. And then, not B times H, A times H. And this one here. So you're just doing those 3 rectangles. So essentially, triangle and triangle. 1 rectangle, 2 rectangles, and 3 rectangles. If you want to see where it's kind of breaking down there. So this one here is 1.5 times 4 plus 2.5 times 6 plus 4 times 6 plus 2.5 times 6. And let's do all that math. If I was a well-prepared teacher, I'd have that already done, or I'd just write down the number, but I do not have that. Plus 5 times 6 equals 55.5. 55.5, and that is meters squared. So surface area of a sphere. Well, the only measurement I have here is my radius equals 14. If I take a look at my formula, surface area equals 4 pi r squared. So 4 times pi. Doesn't really want to write there, does it? Times 14 squared. And just plug that in. 4 times pi times 14 squared equals 2,463 centimeters squared. Last one, surface area of a cone. Now, right now we have the height of our cone, which is 24. We have our radius of our cone, which is 7. So let's take a look at the formula. The formula is pi r squared plus pi rs. This h is nowhere in our formula, but we have an s. And what the s is the slant. So we need to find out what that slant is. And how we do that is we take a look here and we make a triangle right here to find that slant, just as we did in volume a while ago. Now this is a right angle triangle, so we can use our Pythagorean theorem. So slant, so the Pythagorean theorem would be c squared equals a squared plus b squared. In this case, the slant is the long side, the hypotenuse. Then I could write h squared plus radius squared. Now if you just like doing this, that's perfectly fine. What I would recommend too is you could separate your triangle out like this. Right, that is C, this would be 24, and this would be 7. Right, and if you want to write that as A and B, that's perfectly fine. You're going to get the same numbers. So you can see it exact same we're doing. Okay, either one of these, if you look at this diagram, it matches this. If you look at this diagram, it matches this, but they both match this. 24 squared plus 7 squared, which equals 24 squared plus 7 squared equals 625. That's c squared, that's s squared, so we need to take the square root of both sides. So that equals 25. So now we know s is 25. So then we can go back in here and fill in all the numbers. And that's going to equal pi. I got 704 with rounding. And that is centimeters squared. And we're done. Surface area. And away you go. So hopefully today's a nice easy plug and play questions. I did give you one question you have to think about in your homework. Okay, have a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow.